Hi guys, the name is Mark and I just want to do another quick little video here, and I'm not sure what we'll call it, pills, ADD, whatever, attention deficit disorder, but it goes like this, okay? All these people are sending their kids to school and stuff, and then the school's calling the counselors, and look at the words, count and sell, sellers, right, counselors, right? So obviously there's money to be made, money to be involved here, and the minute there's money to be involved, you have to ask yourself, is there any integrity going on here with what this person's trying to tell me? So you have to look at that for starters. So anyhow, that's why they're called counselors, sellers, right, counselors. So anyhow, it goes like this. Say for example, like myself, I'm a guitarist, I enjoy playing music, like if I'm down and out and depressed or whatever, that is my natural cure for me coming back to life and being happy and stuff. So what happens is, say the child's at school and the child has no interest in musical instruments at all. Maybe the child's more into mathematics and trigonometry and engineering. So the child has no desire whatsoever to play music. Then the school and the counselors and the teachers come along and they say, oh, well, but in order to pass, you have to learn how to play guitar. And for a child who has no desire or interest whatsoever to learn how to play music, to jam a guitar in that child's hand is very unloving, and in fact you're being quite forceful by trying to apply something and put something in the child's hands that the child does not want. It's very unnatural, especially if the kid's more into engineering and mathematics, and every one of us has our own strengths. So the minute somebody says, hey, you have to do this, and that's not what your interest is, well, that's not your strength. Your strength is, it comes from your spirit and your desire, and that's called passion, you know. So then what they'll do is they'll go, well, you know, your kid's got ADD. Well, let's look at things. Well, of course the kid can't concentrate on something like playing music because it just doesn't enjoy playing music. So you have to understand this. Then we give the kids pills. Take the P out and you have ill. Pills, right? So then they're getting pills and everybody's making money, and then, you know, they're saying, well, if you want to pass music to the child, well, you have to take this exam. Look at the words. We have two words, X and am. So are you going to be I am that I am if you're Xing the very essence that is you, which is I am that I am, or you are you? So you can see where I'm going with this, people. So all these people going, oh, well, you know, my kid's got ADD, and my kid's got DDD, designated driver disease, and my kid's got whatever. The bottom line is you find out what your children's strengths are, and you do not try to give them anything else. You allow them to decide what they want to do and where they want to go with life, because this is their life, you know. Even people, they're going, oh, well, that child, that's my child. Well, in fact, that child's not your child. That's why you're called the mother, M-other. You are the M-other to that child. That child, in all actuality, is God's child. We're all God's children, you know, even though that child came out of your womb, that come out through love somehow, okay, people? So I just want you to understand this. Stop getting your children hopped up on goofballs. Pills, ills are not the answer, okay? So the bottom line is these people going, well, you know, if you take these pills, if you take these ills, it'll help your brain reconfigure its wiring construction. I'm sorry, but I call total fucking bullshit on this, okay? Pardon my language, but I call total bullshit. The bottom line is everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Like, I'm interested in law, I'm interested in music and stuff like that. So for me to tell somebody who's not interested in music or law would be very unloving, as I'm trying to impose my free will onto them. And obviously, well, that makes it's an imposition, right? So it's not good. So I just want to leave it at that, okay? You know, find out what your children... Stop. Who goes to school? Fish go to school, okay? So why they call them schools is beyond me. Then they call it learning, and you take the L out, and what are they? They're going to become little earners because they are learning to earn, hence learning. Take the L out, earning, okay, people? So keep this in mind. Do not send your children to the public full system. I'm sorry. You take the L out of public, and what do you have? Pubic. So really, people, you want to be sending, again, who goes to school? Fish go to school. So stop sending your children to school. Stop with all that nonsense. Look at the words. Look at old dictionaries. And I don't mean, you know, modern Websters and stuff like that. I'm talking old dictionaries like back to the late 1800s, you know, like 1890s, or even back to the 1940s to 60s. You can still acquire truth. And just look at one word at a time, people. And then you start to put the whole picture together. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at this. Much peace, love, namaste, and remember, you know, the bottom line is, if we're not willing to deal with our emotions, like say I'm sad, say my girlfriend left me, so instead of dealing with the fact that I'm unhappy and I'm sad because my girlfriend left me, I start getting into the bottle. Can you see a conflict of interest here? We live in a society that will do everything in their power to avoid dealing with their emotions by getting hopped up on goofballs, sending their children out to get hopped up on goofballs. That is not the answer. You must deal with your emotions, and keep in mind that the Creator doesn't deal in words and language and stuff like that, and of the mind. That is a man thing. The Creator, the soul, deals with feelings, people, feelings and emotions. So if you think that, you know, look at the words thinking, thin and king. So obviously you're not very fat, right? As in, say, the father, take the F out, at her, okay? So I'm not going to weave a spell here, people, but the bottom line is, everybody will do everything in their power to avoid dealing with their emotions instead of looking at themselves going, you know, maybe I fucked up today. Maybe I did something that wasn't nice. I should address that and try to fix that. That's how we progress as people and as a group and as a society. It's not by casting the blame and saying your kid's got to get hopped up on goofballs and trying to do everything but to avoid dealing with their emotions. So learn to deal with your emotions. Then once you start dealing with your emotions, like I used to smoke pot, I used to do this, I used to do that. I don't do that stuff anymore because I had to look at myself internally and say, there are things here that you definitely don't like about yourself. So you have to, those are the things that you work on. That's what makes us better as a people and as a group and as individuals and stuff. So anyhow, once again, I'm babbling my butt off. I send everybody much peace, love, respect out, always. Cheers. Peace. Bye. Namaste.